Welcome children to my channel Awesome Learning, and today we are going to talk about law of independent assortment. Children, Mendel gave three laws: law of dominance, law of segregation, and the third law was law of independent assortment. Now children, the two words independent and assortment, what do they mean? I hope so you understand the meaning of independent. And assorting means just to separate and set them into different options or channels where they actually are required to be, right? To assort them, sort it out. We say na beta, sort out your cabinet or sort out the room which is not properly set up now. So that is what is assortment. Now children, here what Mendel wanted to say was, in a dihybrid cross, you see, in a dihybrid cross, we talk about two different characters or traits in a particular cross. Because in monohybrid, we were only bothered about one trait at a time. But in dihybrid cross, we are bothered about for two particular traits at a particular time, right? So what he wanted to say was, when he saw that during the formation of gametes in the F2 generation, he saw that the gametes which were receiving the alleles, but in a sorted manner. Now what does this mean? As you see here in the picture, there are four gametes and each gamete is getting one allele for shape and one allele for color. But there are four options. Why? Because the allele for shape, like round, capital R, can be combined with capital Y or small y. Similarly, small r for wrinkle shape can be combined with capital Y or small y. This means that these gametes or these alleles were independent of each other. That means capital R was not fixed or capital R was not bounded by capital Y. That means if capital R came to this gamete, that doesn't mean that it will always get a partner of capital Y. It can also be combined with small y. Similarly, if a gamete is getting small r for the shape, that doesn't mean that it will always be combined with small y. It can also get a gamete, an allele of capital Y. So that means these alleles of different traits were independent of each other. That means the allele for round shape was independent of the alleles for the color. It is not fixed that if a seed is round, then it will always be yellow. It is not fixed because you have seen the result. You see, it is not that round seeds will always be yellow. Round seeds can be green also, right? Similarly, it is not fixed that all wrinkle seeds will be green. You see the result. You have seen wrinkle seeds are green, then there are some wrinkle seeds which are yellow also. So how did this result came? Why did we get this result? We got this result because the gametes were independent, or rather I should say the alleles were independent of each other. The allele for shape did not influence the allele for color. So that is why this proves that there was a thing called independent assortment. This showed that law of independent assortment is true and it works. This proves that. So now you might have understood this statement: when more than one pair of character are involved in a cross, factor pairs. Now you understand factor pairs. Here I am talking about capital R, capital Y, and capital Y, capital Y. Factor pairs independently segregate means those factor pairs will separate or segregate, but they will not influence each other. This is what is law of independent assortment. Okay.